Hello everyone! The purpose of this video for me is to mainly practice book cover designs before starting the uni and at the same time make the process more interesting to watch while I'm going to make an unprofessional review of the first two books of the series before the coffee gets cold. The reason why just two books is obviously I haven't read the rest of them, but I enjoyed the story and I wanted to say something more about it. Before starting, you need to forgive me that I won't include any quotes from this book or mention exact names of the characters, but first of all, the books were written in Polish and I'm moving out soon, so the books are already hidden in the boxes. So what is it? It's a series of 5 books called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. The series was written by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. According to my research, it's better to read the books in order because some aspects from one chapter might have an influence on chapter from another book. That is why I included the right order in this video. 1. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. 2. Tales from the Cafe. 3. Before Your Memory Fades. 4. Before We Say Goodbye. And 5. Before We Forget Kindness. What the book is about. The story is mainly about time traveling that happens in a coffee shop in Tokyo. If I'm not wrong, Kazu is the main barista who is also responsible for pouring coffee to make customers move in time, as well as to explain the rules of this trip. The main rule is to drink coffee before it gets cold. After reading those 2 books, I don't think there was any action taken in any other place than the cafe. That's why when I read the second book, I felt like it was too repetitive and I wanted to be able to imagine some different settings. Although the action took place just in the coffee shop, in these 2 books, I still found the story engaging and I still could sympathize with the characters. Another thing that I didn't like in the second part was the beginning of each chapter was developing too quickly, and the customers who wanted to meet the person from past or future, mainly past, but the future was also mentioned once, they always got there in the right time. Most of the time they were arriving at the place before the ghost left the bathroom. That's why I did not feel the timeline in this book. There was one chapter that made me feel tense because the customer left the coffee shop when the ghost went to the bathroom and he wasn't aware of it. I believed the person would not have enough time to come back and sit on this chair, and to show the determination, it would be better if he came back the next day. That's what I thought. But however, I think the story wouldn't be that short if the beginnings were a bit longer, and yeah, this book wouldn't be this thin. But it's enough of me finding things to complain about. Now let's focus on the positives because there are many more of them. I'm just going to talk about them briefly because I don't want this video to be too long. I don't think it's necessary. The fact that the second book was the continuation of the first one and made each chapter dedicated to a new character with a unique story and reason to travel held my attention for most of the time, and I wanted to know what's going to happen next. I wanted to know if the character is going to come back or what they will struggle with. The story shows the basic concept of relationships and regretting that the person hasn't done something or has done something wrong. It shows that we cannot fix present time no matter what, but at the same time it teaches us that it's important to have those reflections in our minds and desire to become a better person and not to make similar mistakes in the future. I also enjoy the conversation about traveling in the future that was included in the second book. I don't remember if it actually happened. I know it's me not being well prepared, but I wanted to mention this because it was something I thought about when I started reading the second book. As I mentioned before, even if the story felt like the person did not have to wait too long to meet the person from the past, the story was calm and not much action was happening. It still was comfortable to read because of the natural atmosphere. I also would like to talk about the book cover design that was originally designed by Lauren Leal. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's what I researched again, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I like how it shows the main scene of the novel, as well as some small details that were included in the story. For example, the 3 chairs on the first book cover. Mainly the book tells about basic relationships, such as married couple, lovers, 2 sisters, or mother with a child. It implies the focus is on 2 people meeting together in the past. However, the second book cover focuses on the 3 clocks showing different times for some reason, and just the middle one is correct. I'm not sure if the cat was also mentioned at all. Maybe in the first book and I don't remember it, but I love how it reminds me of a kitty cafe, and it also makes the place look comfortable in my head. And my opinion about this book, I think after reading these 2 books of the series, I would recommend it to everyone who likes melancholic books without dramatic actions, just a story that lets you find something relatable, either the relationship aspect or to make you realize that everyone has some regrets that we cannot fix and you're not alone with this feeling. I would rate those 2 books 8 out of 10 because I like the concept of it, and I definitely would like to read the rest of the books, but there were a few things that felt strange in my opinion. However, it was actually comforting to read. I also wanted to answer the question from the beginning of the first book. If you could go back, who would you want to meet? And answering that question, I would like to see my grandpa again. Not because I regret I did or didn't do something, but to tell him that I'm doing great. I have an amazing boyfriend who cares about me, and the drawing that I drew for him was exhibited in art gallery, and I think he would like to know about it and he would be really proud of me. So yeah. I just really wanted to answer this question. Let me know what you think about this book, maybe your own reflections. I know the audio isn't perfect because I'm just recording that from my laptop, but yeah, I hope you still, at least one person watched it till the end, and maybe someone found it interesting. So let me know in the comments because I would like to know. Have a good day or night.